everybody, it is Naki Kimario, your co-host of today, and today I am joined in with my sister Marcelina.
Hello.
Who is also going to be a co-host of today's episode.
Yes.
I am welcoming you back to your favorite show, African Woman Open Talk Show. Remember, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, what continent you're on, how old you are, whether you're old, whether you're young, anyone is welcome to watch. Before we get into anything today, I just want to welcome the main host of the show, the one and only Prophetess Teresa. Welcome, Mama.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here and a blessing. And thank you so much, all of you viewers who have been keeping us busy and motivating us, because when we see how you're watching and commenting and sharing the video, we have seen actually our YouTube grow. So thank you so much. May God bless you, and whatever we speak to you, may it work for you. We are still in the beginning of 2022, and we're looking at a woman who's been down with so many things being restored through this show, because we are in the year of restoration and recovery. I just want to tell young women not to worry, to know that God is faithful. We just need to be a little patient.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, I am so excited for today's episode. So the last time we touched a bit on how young African women face different challenges, and how sometimes the parents can affect them, and also how social media can affect them and can also be a challenge in their life.
Yeah.
So today we're going to continue talking about young people, because you know we got to take advantage, but I also just want us to discuss about how social media can affect young African women out there.
Yeah.
Now, we've been told that social media can be something that is positive, and it can also be something that is negative. There's people who have changed their life through social media in a positive way, but there's also people who feel broken down and they feel let down because of social media. So we're here to discuss about that. I don't know what you think, Marcelina.
Actually, because of that topic, I have a question for Mom.
Bring it on.
Exactly. So when you talk of social media, I just wanted us maybe you can help us in this area. As a parent, do you understand the power that is behind social media when we hand over gadgets like mobile phones, tablets to your children? Because now it has become like sort of a norm. You just give your kids tablets, you give them mobile phones, and you don't really care about the power that is actually handed over to these young people.
Yeah, definitely. It will be an error for a parent not to know that really there is power in social media.
Okay.
It is not even the gadget. It's social media itself. It's too powerful. You know? And it's ruining lives of many young people, and especially young African women, because they see things of social media that coming from the Western side, and they think that is life, and they become so confused, and they become a problem even to their parents. So you find somebody doesn't listen to her parents or his parents because they have seen something on social media, and we have first to understand that there is so much influence on social media. The power of social media is on influencing people. Because we always say, as a woman of God, I always say that there's a gate through your eyes. So there are things that enters through your eyes by what you see. So what you see is very key, because it consumes your mind, it consumes your brain, and later on it will go and settle in your heart, and without you knowing, you are that you watched one day.
That's very true.
You see, young people right now, they all go on masturbation. They are on pornography. You can hear a guy telling you how he's been dating a Chinese woman or a Korean woman or something, and you think it's real. But it's because it's something he's been doing on social media. You know? So I know clearly as a parent that social media is so powerful, and through these gadgets we give our kids, we can build them and ruin them. So it's up to a parent to know clearly that when you give your child this, I'll say it's like what we say, what I was told when I got my first driving license. I had to go for an interview with the police for practicals. In Kenya we do that. And immediately he told me, you passed, but just know, this is certificate of your death, these lessons for your death. Because Here you can die or survive. So when we give children gadgets, we should know it can destroy them and it can build them. And that's what we see right now, even in Africa. The culture has been killed completely through social media. So we need to control. Personally, I have teenagers and I have toddlers. And you should see my son and he's 8 years. He knows my phone more than I know it. But what we have done, we lock certain things and they cannot download them. I control their Instagram account. My kids have an Instagram account which is called ENE Adventures, Adventures of ENE. But everything is controlled. And sometimes I set them free to take pictures, to be creative with the phone, to play games. But I'm on the look. My little one, who is 6 years, she kept on watching these teenagers things because she likes, I think, Jessie or something, and she just watches. So all of a sudden, I'm seeing this little girl talking to me like this and telling me, I said, my baby, you're only 6 years, you're behaving like a teenager, can you tone down? I said, yo. So from that day, me and my husband, we said, no, we have to keep on checking on what she's watching. Because sometimes you can say it's only YouTube Kids, but remember there's something that a child of 5 years can watch on YouTube Kids and it messes them. So it just needs control. We just need to control what goes through their eyes and what goes out of their eyes.
And actually when you talked about the way you personally do it, it was a question I wanted to ask you that now as a parent personally, what do you do to control all that? And now based on that, I remember a few days ago I was watching Dr. Phil. He's an American psychologist, and it is still about the power of social media. I saw this young man, and the parents were there complaining that he didn't want to listen to any of them in the family. And when they speak to him, the answer he gives them is that none of you is relevant. Relevant because they don't have followers on social media. So then it dawned on me that, well, maybe we do not really understand the way social media can be so powerful to young people. So maybe, Naki, you can tell us something about it and just try to enlighten the African women who, some of them are actually parents.
Yeah, like for example, for you, you have like over, I think, 20,000 now? Or 15, 20,000 followers.
That's a number.
So how do you balance that? Because you still respect me as your spiritual mother. I've seen you respect your mom. I've seen you, control. You're not always online. I mean, what gives you that mind that, hey, this thing can mess me up or build me? Connection with what Marcelina is saying.
I think it's just very important to also, like I said in the beginning, there's power in social media.
Yeah.
You need to understand that not everything on social media is positive.
Yes.
But for some young people, when they see social media, they think everything that they see, they're supposed to now, like, be influenced by that. And that's when you find people, oh, I want to look like a certain person, I want to be like a certain person. You need to also understand that you're your own individual self. If you're someone who's insecure, you're going to struggle when you have social media. Because that's something that people have. They feel insecure. The minute you see someone who's put a filter on and they've posted something, then you feel like, yo, I'm ugly. But the truth is, you're not ugly. You need to understand. Me personally, as someone who has over 20,000 followers, I also need to understand that what I post, someone is looking at that post, and it depends on how they take it. Do I want someone to see my Instagram story or my Instagram post and to be affected by it negatively or positively? And that's why, for me, on my social media, I encourage myself to post things that will inspire other people. I'll repost events that happen in church. I'll repost something that Prophetess Teresa posts. I'll repost a motivational quote so that the people who I'm following are motivated by it. Yes, exactly. So I think also, maybe Prophet, you could also tell us, like, how do you, as a person who has many followers, because you have more than me, find ways to post positive things or kind of, as an influencer, affect the young woman out there in a positive way?
The thing is, one thing I know, I'm not out on social media to show myself. I'm in social media because I have some gifts in me that can affect people's lives in a positive way. And so I know clearly my social media accounts, they're there for me to encourage people because of the life that I've gone through. So I use it more of everything you see me sending, it comes through my lifestyle. It comes what I've gone through. And if you have looked at it, there is a way I balance it. Let's take a short break, and when we come back, then I will go deeper in that and just show you how I run my own account and why you don't see my family there, and sometimes you see them. We'll see you right back. Please subscribe, share, and also just like and comment. This is Prophetess Teresa. I love you so much. We'll see you in a short while. Thank you, viewers of African Woman Open Talk Show, for staying connected to be transformed. Remember, we are continuing with looking at how social media affects young ladies and especially our society, because we are the people who always have to receive from the other side of the world, and we are always influenced very easily. And we're saying social media has so much power because we have seen social media build people and also destroy people. So it is up to us as parents, as we're bringing up our young children, to make sure we watch over what they see and what they don't see. And I remember you asked me a question on how, my social media, how I deal with my social media.
Yes.
And the thing is, you have to know is that, for example, I have about going to 60,000 followers on Instagram, and Facebook going to, I think, 155,000 followers. And I've built that, I think, in the past like 2 or 3 years, which is not very easy to get that kind of followers.
It's not.
Exactly. And first, you, the person running social media account, it's pressure. There's pressure on what you're gonna give people. And especially like me as a woman of God, I really have to be sensitive that I don't do something that could destroy the body of Christ. And at the same time, I feel like I want to be myself in social media because social media is about myself. So how do you come to a place where you balance? You don't lie to people, you tell them the truth, you influence them in a positive way. It is when you realize who you are and why you have that account and you want it for what. And how you want to change lives. I'm able to get 1 million followers like this. If I just post a picture of myself with a bikini, I'll get followers. But is that what I want to sell there? Is that what I want people to see? You get? At the same time, there's a way you can put certain strings and you get thousands of followers. But they are fake followers. They don't follow you for who you are. They just click. So how do you get, so first I have pressure in running social media because I need to see how I run it in a qualitative way. And then for the people who are watching, because I'm always like, wow, when they read this, will they understand? Will somebody's life be transformed? So you have to sustain that, and it's not easy. Second, if you can look at my followers, and you can look at the people I follow. Me, I'm not always on social media. But when you see me on social media, I read news, I read inspiring things. I look at people who have been there before me, like T.D. Jakes, like Joel Austin, like, my spiritual father. People that I honor, and I've trusted what they bring out of their mouth and their pages, But once in a while, because it's social media, it can pop certain things. And I have to see, the secular world. Sometimes I go through it and I'm thinking, okay, what was this person thinking? And then I go through the comments, I'm like, wow, really? People are buying this? They can't say like, this is fake? And we have seen many people being conned so much on social media, especially with the love. And African women, they could get consumed easily with these things. So anyway, social media, it is not a place to think it's my home, but it's a place to see it can build me and destroy me. So you make a decision. I want to learn things. I want to read about people in real life, they're successful. You can always know people who are successful. It's not even about Google. You can see people who are successful because I have seen people going crazy thinking a certain person they follow is very rich, and me, I know that person in and out. Yeah. And I'm thinking, what? They are wasted, you know, they're like, they need to change. Yeah. So young women, or rather African young ladies, they have to be very, very careful with social media. Because we have even seen girls, you know, ending up being raped or being abused because they met a guy on social media and then they have to meet. You know, actually I was so worried to see, when I think of Valentine's, because in the month of February, I'm then 20 February, we're in the month of February, and we have seen Valentine's past, and I was looking on social media and seeing like young people doing this, and I'm thinking, there's this one movie that is such a hit on Netflix. It's called Tinder Swindler. Yes. I think everyone should just learn about social media through that movie. Exactly. You know, I've watched it from A to Z, and I can preach with it, and I can do any kind of speech with it, because that's the reality. Exactly. That you go on social media, it shows you this person is a billionaire, you fall for this person, you start wanting that life, without knowing this person has nothing, it's showbiz. You know the good thing? As long as you have cash, you can hire a jet. You can even tell them you want it branded PT for just, you know, for just few days or few months. You're paying them, they don't care, you're paying them per day. And you're going to remove the branding. They will give you, you see, so many people, even servants of God and young upcoming leaders, they get confused through social media. It's been such a mess. So they've been conned so many times.
So Mama, you actually touched on the Tinder Swindler, and it's a very funny thing you talked about it, because I read about it, then later I came to realize Netflix decided to do a documentary about the guy. Oh. Yeah, so from the documentary, I saw the ladies, they were sending this guy a lot of money, and they didn't know that this guy is actually lying to them. But I think it is because of the persona that he presented first, that he's very rich, he's able to fly them off with private jet and all that. So Mama, what can you tell this African woman who is easily moved by the persona that many people present on the social media, which is actually, many times it's not the real thing?
You know, first, when I watched that movie, I was thinking of an African woman and from Africa, and thinking, first, we don't have that kind of money. So what is it that they would swindle us here in Africa? And I'm thinking it's by lying to you how much they love you, but the same song they're telling you, they're singing it to another woman. Exactly. So what I learned in social media and dating, they play with your emotions. So when you look at that movie, you will see the guy was conning them emotionally. Because you deposit so much, you start chatting with somebody online. Exactly. And as time goes on, you fall on it. Long time ago, before I came into ministry, when I was still single and I didn't want to be committed, I dated online for some time. But it was very clear in me that anyone who asked me money, scatter. So one day I saw this guy, and I was like, this guy is really, you know, good. Then he started speaking the same language. You know, I'm a business person, I'm going to Uganda, I don't know what. But now I'm stuck. Can you send me 3,000 for airtime? Block. So we are saying social media has power. So it's not just the power of just influencing you only, you know, like we're saying good and bad, but also in love. I can tell you, so many people you saw on Valentine's, they ended up having a letdown because you met somebody on social media, kept on telling you, I'm going to meet you, you dressed up, you went somewhere, you waited for this person, they never came. So I would advise young African women to be very careful not to be caught emotionally. Be careful, because in social media these days, people even getting married through social media.
Oh, yeah. It's true.
A guy you've never met, you don't see, but you do the odds, you do the vows through social media.
Wow.
So we have seen that also with social media, it can ruin you because you fall in love with a guy you're just seeing on social media.
Yes.
They do even video calling. The guy tells you how much he loves you.
Yeah.
And it's so easy for an African woman who has no money per se or exposed so much to just see this guy is real. This is, and especially as Christians, I've been praying about this guy. This is a breakthrough. This is a miracle.
It's true, very true.
By the time you come to realize this is a murderer, some of them they're jailbirds.
Yes.
So really, social media can destroy your home, can destroy your family relationship, can destroy so much. But at the same time, it can build you because we are building others by social media, by what we're doing right now.
You've spoken about some of them being murderers. I remember watching, I watch a lot of things. I watched a certain program and there was this lady, actually she went to meet a guy that they just met online. And the CCTV video shows that when she entered the guy's apartment, she didn't come out. The guy actually went ahead and killed her, and so it's a very tempting scenario.
I think we should come back with our next episode and just speak about again social media, but in terms of dating and what do you think, even those people who are investing. We can also speak about the investments that people do through social media. So I want to believe social media is a place of education. But education can destroy, we say too much of everything is poison.
Yes,
you know?
Yeah.
So it's up to us to control. I believe, Naki, there's so many, imagine me, I'm a woman of God. Men sometimes they try to stalk me. So how have you been able to control? And I didn't see you with a date, Valentine. So tell us, how do you deal with it?
I think for me, I just don't answer. I'm sorry. I don't answer when I don't answer.
But they follow you like on daily basis.
Yeah, they do.
And
Some
it's
of
a
them
lot.
text
Because every time I post you or I post my young girls, there are those who come to me and say, I want to marry your daughter. I'm like, this is a teenager, can you?
Yeah, sometimes you just have to be wise and just not reply. Because sometimes when you initiate and you try to be kind with your intentions, not being emotional or sexual in any way, they might think that you want it. So I just choose to stay away from it. I mean, I think that's the best option, especially when someone looks like he's 30 years older than you. I think it's good to just be on the safer side.
I remember one time a man sent me a message on Facebook and he said he wanted us to be friends. And I was like, okay, what kind of friendship? He said really to be deep friends. I said, number one, I'm married. Second, I'm a woman of God. I'm a prophet. So the only friendship we can have is the spiritual one, that I can be helping you spiritually, but nothing beyond that. He hits back on me. You feel too good. You think, I said, hey, social media.
Friend.
So, so it's up to you in social media to take what people call you. People, they abuse you. People, they even abuse you for no reasons. People can criticize you. People can do all sort of things they want to do. But I would like to encourage a young woman who is out there, you African woman, wherever you are, whether in this continent, whether in whichever continent, listen, social media, in reality, it is a force. And it has so much power. And I encourage you to check it out. But look for things that would influence you in a positive way. And stop going for things that influences you negatively. Don't fall for traps of seeing people like they're living heavenly. Many of the people you see showing off on social media, in reality, they don't have that.
Yes.
And even if they're showing off with a car, most likely it's a company that have given them because they have many followers, because that person has many followers, so they want you to, to be seen there with a car. Of course, there are some who are real. But one thing I have seen, being surrounded and have seen real millionaires of dollars, they don't show off their millions on social media.
Yes.
So understand, Wealthy people don't show off. If you see them showing, there is a catch. They want to make more money than they have. They can only speak to inspire you. But you see most of the people speaking too much, showing how they're happily married. My dear friend, most of those people, they're acting because they don't want people to know what they're going through in their homes. People who are really living a happily life in social media, they don't bring it on social media. They know it's their life.
Yes.
You know, for somebody to go for breakfast at 5-star, if it's something that is in you, you don't have to keep on posting. I'm at Hyatt having breakfast. For you, it's your lifestyle. So you have to know that most of these things, they're just there to make you mad, to interfere with your mental faculty, to bring you down and bring you up. So it's up to you to choose what suits you. I advise you to read good books on social media that gives you positive energy. Read the Word of God. Whatever religion you come from, read something that will make you closer to God. As a Christian, I would advise you, go to people who can inspire you. In the morning when you wake up, get to know, I'm going to go to this page and this page. I read one word and I feel, you know, with energy and not to be put down. Like, you see some of your former schoolmates and you're thinking, wow, how did she get this car? How did she? You get to know well. Ask her to invite you. So, please, children of God, it is good for you to know what is good and what is bad.
Yeah.
And as parents, it is also a good time for us to monitor and watch over what our kids go through.
Yes.
So it is very important.
Yes, that was so lovely. I hope you guys all enjoyed. That was beautiful. That was so interesting.
Yes.
We've all learned something new. And I hope that in the next episode we can touch more on the love and the dating aspect of the whole thing of social media. I hope you guys have enjoyed as we wrap up the episode of today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow Prophetess Teresa on all her social media platforms, Prophetess_Teresa on Instagram and Prophetess Teresa on Facebook. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Tune in for the next episode. We love you.